Hey, my most beautiful people! Welcome to Books of the Moon. I'm your host, Rebecca, and this is our series called Beyond the Veil. Here we'll delve deep into the realms of the supernatural, exploring eerie legends, unexplained phenomena, and ghostly encounters that have left an indelible mark on history. We will explore haunted and cursed places throughout different countries, and not only touch on the paranormal but also delve into the history of each location. In this first episode, let's embark on a spine-tingling journey to unearth the mysteries that lurk within the Czech Republic's most haunted locales. So fasten your pants, make sure nothing is under the bed, and when you're ready, let's get deep into the darkness. Mníšek pod Brdy Castle, a picturesque monument nestled in the heart of the Czech countryside, lies a dark and disturbing history. Whispers of haunted spirits, human sacrifice, and paranormal activity have echoed through the village for generations, shrouding the castle in an aura of mystery and dread. Beyond the romantic facade of Mníšek pod Brdy Castle lies a labyrinth of shadows, where the echoes of the past still linger. Visitors report hearing disembodied voices, witnessing ghostly apparitions, and feeling a sense of palpable unease. Some even claim to have been touched by invisible hands and heard the screams of the tormented. Legend has it that the castle was built over a gateway to hell, and that its walls are stained with the blood of countless victims. It is said that the castle was once the site of gruesome rituals and dark magic, and that the spirits of the damned still roam its halls. While the historical truth behind the castle's paranormal reputation may be difficult to discern, its dark mystique remains undiminished. For those who dare to venture into its haunted depths, Mníšek pod Brdy offers a glimpse into the realm of the unknown, where the forces of darkness converge and the veil between worlds is thin. Mníšek pod Brdy Castle, a Gothic fortress perched on a hilltop overlooking the central Bohemian region of the Czech Republic, is a place steeped in history and mystery. The castle's imposing walls have witnessed centuries of intrigue and bloodshed, and its halls are said to be haunted by the ghosts of those who have perished within its walls. The castle's origins date back to the early 14th century, when it was constructed by the noble family of Mníšek. In 1438, the castle was captured by the Chernin family, who remained its owners until 1945. Over the centuries, the castle has been damaged by fire, storms, and wars. It was also the site of an unsuccessful assassination attempt on Ferdinand II, Holy Roman Emperor, in 1619. The cursed castle of Mníšek pod Brdy. In the remote Czech town of Mníšek pod Brdy stands the ruins of a once grand castle, its crumbling walls whispering tales of a dark and sinister past. For centuries, locals have whispered of strange occurrences within the castle walls, from unexplainable animal sightings to the haunting sound of a lullaby echoing through the night. Some believe the castle is cursed, its misfortune stemming from the greed and selfishness of its original owner, a 13th century Aron who is said to have made deals with dark forces in his pursuit of power and wealth. Historians believe his actions unleashed a great plague upon the castle and surrounding villages, leaving a trail of death and destruction in its wake. In recent months, the curse has seemed to awaken, with locals reporting whispers in the night, the sound of heavy footsteps echoing through the empty halls, and even sightings of a spectral figure roaming the castle grounds. Some believe the Baron has returned from the dead, seeking vengeance for the transgressions of his past. Those who dare to venture into the abandoned castle do so at their own risk, for the cursed halls are a place where the veil between worlds is thin and the forces of darkness dwell. Those who venture too far may find themselves trapped in a labyrinth of madness and terror, their curiosity coming with a price far too steep to pay. The paranormal. Visitors to the castle have reported a wide range of paranormal phenomena, from disembodied voices and ghostly apparitions to unexplained cold spots and feelings of dread. Some of the most common paranormal activities reported at Mníšek pod Brdy Castle include: visitors often report hearing disembodied voices echoing through the castle's halls. The voices are said to be a variety of tones and genders, and sometimes they speak in languages that are no longer spoken. Visitors have also reported seeing ghostly apparitions in the castle. Some of the most common apparitions are said to be a woman in a white dress, a soldier in medieval armor, and a man with a disfigured face. Visitors often report feeling unexplained cold spots in the castle. These cold spots are said to be located in specific areas, such as in the castle's dungeon or in the chapel. Visitors often report feeling a sense of dread or unease when inside the castle. This feeling is often described as being overwhelming and oppressive. In addition to these common paranormal activities, there have also been a number of more specific and disturbing reports over the years. For example, some visitors have claimed to have been touched by invisible hands, while others have reported being chased by unseen figures. There have also been reports of objects moving on their own and of doors opening and closing by themselves. One of the most well-known paranormal stories associated with Mníšek pod Brdy Castle is the story of the White Lady. The White Lady is said to be the ghost of a young woman who was murdered by her husband in the castle centuries ago. Her ghost is said to wander the castle halls at night, lamenting her tragic fate. Another well-known paranormal story is the story of the Black Baron. The Black Baron is said to be the ghost of a cruel and sadistic baron who once owned the castle. His ghost is said to haunt the castle's dungeons, where he is said to torture the souls of those who have wronged him. While there is no scientific evidence to support the claims of paranormal activity at the castle, its reputation as a haunted place remains undiminished. For those who dare to venture into its halls, Mníšek pod Brdy Castle offers a glimpse into the realm of the unknown, where the veil between worlds is thin and the forces of darkness dwell. Here are some additional accounts of paranormal activity that have been reported at Mníšek pod Brdy Castle. A group of tourists visiting the castle in 2019 reported hearing a loud crash coming from the castle's dungeon. When they investigated, they found that a heavy stone door had been slammed shut. However, there was no one in the dungeon at the time. A security guard at the castle reported seeing a shadowy figure moving through the castle grounds one night. When he approached the figure, it vanished into thin air. A group of paranormal investigators visiting the castle in 2020s reported that their electronic equipment malfunctioned repeatedly. They also reported hearing disembodied voices and seeing ghostly apparitions. While the paranormal activity at Mníšek pod Brdy Castle is difficult to explain, there are a number of theories as to why it occurs. Some believe that the castle is built over a gateway to another realm, where the forces of darkness dwell. Others believe that the castle is haunted by the spirits of those who have perished within its walls. Still others believe that the paranormal activity is simply the result of a combination of factors, such as the castle's dark history and its remote location. Is Mníšek pod Brdy Castle really haunted? That is a question that each individual must answer for themselves. But there is no doubt that the castle is a place with a dark and mysterious past, and for those who are open to the possibility of the paranormal, the castle is a place where anything is possible. Visit if you dare. In the dark heart of the Czech Republic, hidden beneath a shroud of ancient mystery, lies the ossuary of Sedlec, a place where the dead dance and the living fear. Legend has it that the ossuary was built on the site of a mass grave where thousands of people were buried during the Black Death. But the dead were not content to rest in peace. Their restless souls haunted the living, seeking vengeance for their untimely demise. But the monks were wrong. The spirits of the dead were still restless, and they were even more vengeful than before. Now, trapped within the ossuary, they unleash their fury upon any living soul who dares to enter. Visitors to the ossuary have reported strange and terrifying phenomena. They have seen the bones of the dead moving on their own. They have heard whispers in the darkness, and the chilling laughter of the dead. Some have even claimed to have been touched by the cold, bony hands of the restless spirits. Nestled deep in the heart of the Czech Republic lies a chilling tale of death and the supernatural. The ossuary of Sedlec, also known as the Church of Bones, is a macabre testament to the fragility of life and the power of death. The ossuary is estimated to contain the skeletons of between 40,000 and 70,000 people, many of whom died during the Black Death. Their bones were exhumed and placed in the ossuary in the 15th century, where they were arranged into a series of intricate and eerie decorations. One of the most striking features of the ossuary is the enormous chandelier, made entirely of human bones. It is said that the chandelier was created by a half-blind monk named František Rint, who was inspired by a vision of the Last Judgment. Other decorations in the ossuary include a coat of arms made of bones, a chalice and crucifix, and a description of the Last Judgment painted on the wall. The bones are arranged in such a way that they create a sense of movement and dynamism, giving the impression that the dead are dancing or marching. The ossuary of Sedlec is a popular tourist destination, but it is also shrouded in mystery and legend. Many visitors have reported strange and unsettling experiences while visiting the ossuary, including hearing whispers, feeling cold spots, and seeing bones move on their own. Some say that the ossuary is haunted by the spirits of the dead, who are restless and unable to find peace. Others believe that the ossuary is a portal to another world, a place where the living and the dead collide. Whatever the truth may be, the ossuary of Sedlec is a place of undeniable power and mystery. It is a place where the dead speak and the living listen. In 1870s, Czech woodcarver named František Rint was tasked with putting some order and organization to the masses of bones located within the Sedlec ossuary. Rint's employers may have been unsure of what to expect, but the results were stunning. Rint used the bones of the estimated 50,000 skeletons interred in the ossuary to create a series of intricate and macabre decorations and furnishings. He built shelves out of skeletons, adorned monstrances with skulls, and furnished entire walls with stacked femurs and skulls. He even rendered the Schwarzenberg coat of arms in bone, complete with a bird skeleton pecking at the empty eye socket of a skull. Rint's signature, also made of bone, is inscribed on the wall near the entrance to the ossuary. Rint's work at the Sedlec Ossuary is a masterpiece of macabre art. It is a testament to his skill and creativity, as well as to the enduring power of death. The ossuary is a popular tourist destination, and Rint's bone decorations are a major draw for visitors from all over the world. Here is a closer look at some of Rint's most notable creations at the Sedlec Ossuary: the bone chandelier. This enormous chandelier is made entirely of human bones, and it is said to contain at least one of every bone in the human body. The Schwarzenberg coat of arms. This intricate coat of arms is made entirely of bone, and it includes a bird skeleton pecking at the empty eye socket of a skull. The bone chalice and crucifix. These religious objects are both made entirely of bone, and they are a testament to Rint's skill and craftsmanship. The bone skeleton shelves. These shelves are built out of skeletons, and they hold a variety of bone decorations, including skulls, femurs, and other bones. The bone monstrances. These monstrances, which are vessels used to display religious relics, are adorned with skulls. Some people believe that the ossuary is haunted by the spirits of the dead, who are restless and unable to find peace. Others believe that the ossuary is a portal to another world, a place where the living and the dead collide. Many people visit the ossuary of Sedlec in search of a paranormal experience. They are drawn to the ossuary's dark and macabre atmosphere, and they hope to witness something strange or unexplained. The ossuary of Sedlec is a unique and fascinating place, both for its history and its paranormal activity. Whether you are a believer in the supernatural or not, the ossuary is sure to leave a lasting impression. The medieval fort of Houska, nestled in a secluded corner of the Czech Republic, is a perplexing anomaly. Built in the 13th century, its remote location, far from any major settlements or trade routes, remains a mystery. What purpose could this isolated fortress have served? Some whisper of a sinister, supernatural origin. They claim that Houska was constructed as a portal to hell, a prison for malevolent forces that threatened humanity. Others believe it was a site of ancient rituals and occult practices, a place where the veil between worlds was thin. Whatever its true purpose, Houska is shrouded in an aura of darkness and dread. Visitors report strange and unsettling phenomena, such as eerie whispers, unexplained shadows, and sudden drops in temperature. Some even claim to have seen ghostly apparitions and heard demonic voices. The mystery of Houska has fueled countless legends and tales of terror. Is it truly a gateway to the underworld? Or is it simply a product of overactive imaginations? Whatever the truth may be, Houska remains a place of fascination and fear. A dark and enigmatic relic of a bygone era. The bottomless pit. At the turn of the 13th century, the dense forests of Houska echoed with rumors of a bottomless pit, a gateway to hell from which winged beasts emerged to terrorize the locals. The Duke, determined to dispel these disturbing tales, arranged for a young prisoner to be lowered into the abyss. The descent was agonizing, seemingly endless. When the boy was finally pulled up, he was a transformed man, his face etched with madness and his eyes haunted by the horrors he had witnessed. He aged 40 years in a single day, and his sanity was so irreparably shattered that he was committed to an insane asylum. The Duke, shaken by the boy's ordeal, knew he had to take drastic action. He ordered the construction of a massive castle directly atop the pit, to seal the entrance to whatever malevolent entity lurked beneath. Houska Castle was completed in 1278, and its imposing walls stood as a testament to the Duke's determination to keep the gates of hell shut. But the darkness that slumbered within the pit was not so easily contained. Strange and unsettling phenomena began to afflict Houska, whispers echoing through the halls, shadows flickering in the corners, and temperatures dropping to bone-chilling lows. Visitors reported seeing ghostly apparitions and hearing demonic voices. Houska became a place of dread and superstition, a dark beacon of terror in the heart of the forest. Some believe that the castle itself is haunted by the souls of those who have been consumed by the pit, their restless spirits forever trapped between worlds. To this day, Houska Castle remains a mystery, its secrets buried deep within the bottomless pit that lies beneath. But one thing is certain: it is a place where the forces of darkness converge, a gateway to a realm of horror and madness. Hell's entrance. In the heart of Houska Castle, atop the bottomless pit that leads to hell, stands a chapel dedicated to the Archangel Michael, the warrior angel who cast Satan from heaven. But the chapel itself is a paradox, its walls adorned with disturbing imagery that defies Christian convention. One particularly enigmatic figure is a left-handed half-woman, half-horse creature. In medieval times, left-handedness was often associated with witchcraft and the devil, so her presence in a chapel dedicated to Saint Michael is deeply unsettling. Some speculate that the chapel was built as a kind of exorcism, an attempt to banish the demonic forces that emanated from the pit below. Others believe it was a place where dark rituals were performed, a sanctuary for those who sought to commune with the underworld. Whatever its purpose, the chapel is a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks within Houska Castle. Its walls whisper of ancient secrets and forbidden knowledge, and its presence casts a shadow of foreboding over the entire fortress. Around the 1630s, the castle was believed to be occupied by a Swedish black magic practitioner named Oranto. It was said he toiled night and day to discover an elixir for eternal life. However, the locals were so scared of him, 2 hunters broke into the castle and murdered him. His spirit is said to haunt the castle to this day, and is responsible for many of the paranormal phenomena that occur there. Houska Castle in World War II. During World War II, the Nazis are said to have taken an intense interest in Houska Castle, which was part of what was then Nazi-occupied Czechoslovakia. Locals reported seeing unexplained lights emanating from the castle at night. It is said that a headless horseman haunts the grounds of Houska Castle. He is believed to be the spirit of a knight who was killed in battle centuries ago. The headless horseman is said to be a harbinger of death, and his appearance is said to be a sign that someone is about to die. One of the most famous legends of Houska Castle is that of the prisoner who was lowered into the bottomless pit. In the 13th century, the local duke, determined to dispel rumors of demonic activity, ordered a prisoner to be lowered into the pit on a rope. The prisoner screamed in terror as he descended, and when he was pulled up, he was a broken man. His hair had turned white, and his face was etched with madness. He muttered incoherently about what he had seen in the pit, and was committed to an insane asylum, where he died shortly after. Another legend tells of a group of priests who attempted to exorcise the demons that haunted the castle. In the 14th century, a group of priests was invited to Houska Castle to perform an exorcism on a young woman who was believed to be possessed by a demon. The priests began the exorcism in the castle chapel, but it quickly became clear that they were outmatched. The demon possessed the woman with even greater ferocity, and the priests were forced to retreat. The priests attempted to continue the exorcism in the courtyard, but the demon was too powerful. It broke the chains that bound the woman and began to wreak havoc. The priests were all killed, their bodies mutilated beyond recognition. The woman was eventually exorcised, but the castle bore the scars of the battle for many years. Houska Castle is also said to be haunted by a number of ghosts. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly apparitions in the castle halls, hearing disembodied voices, and feeling unexplained chilling cold spots. In recent years, Houska Castle has been investigated by numerous paranormal investigators. Many have reported experiencing strange phenomena, such as electronic equipment malfunctioning, feeling a sense of dread and oppression, and even seeing shadow figures moving out of the corner of their eyes. One paranormal investigator, who asked to be kept anonymous, claims to have visited the castle multiple times, reported the following: "The first time I visited Houska Castle, I felt a sense of dread and oppression as soon as I entered. The air was heavy and the atmosphere was thick with negativity. I also felt a cold spot on my back that followed me throughout the castle. On another visit, I was investigating the chapel when I heard a disembodied voice whispering my name. I turned around, but there was no one there. I also saw a shadow figure moving out of the corner of my eye. One of the most disturbing things I experienced at Houska Castle was when I was investigating the castle basement. I was standing in the darkness when I heard a scratching sound coming from the wall. I turned on my flashlight and saw a black rat crawling towards me. The rat stopped in front of me and stared at me with its beady red eyes. I felt a wave of terror wash over me and I backed away. I believe that Houska Castle is a very haunted place. The paranormal activity is very strong and the atmosphere is very oppressive. I would not recommend visiting the castle alone or at night. The ominous legacy of Houska Castle continues to shroud its halls, echoing with the whispers of the past. Visitors report hearing a cacophony of screams emanating from the pit beneath the chapel, and the eerie scratching of claws echoing through the corridors. Nowadays, Houska Castle is owned by the family of Józef Simonek, the former president of carmaker Škoda. Despite its sinister reputation, the castle is now open to the public, inviting the brave to explore its dark recesses. Venture not too far into the castle's depths, lest you find yourself trapped in a labyrinth of madness and terror. For in Houska, the shadows have a voice, and the screams of the damned never truly fade. The castle stands 30 miles north of Prague and is not the easiest place to reach. But perhaps that's for the best. Karlov Most, or Charles Bridge, is a historic bridge that crosses the Vltava River in Prague, Czech Republic. It is one of the most popular tourist attractions in the city, and is known for its beautiful architecture, stunning views, and lively atmosphere. The bridge was built in the 14th century by order of Charles IV, Holy Roman Emperor and King of Bohemia. Charles was a devout Catholic, and he envisioned the bridge as a sacred pathway connecting the old town to the lesser town, and eventually to the Prague Castle. Construction on the bridge began in 1357, and it took over 50 years to complete. During that time, a number of challenges had to be overcome. The bridge was built on a soft foundation, and the builders had to use a variety of techniques to stabilize it. They also had to contend with flooding and ice jams. Despite the challenges, the bridge was finally completed in 1402. It was the longest bridge in Europe at the time, and it was a marvel of medieval engineering. The bridge was decorated with a number of statues and carvings, including a statue of Charles IV himself. Over the centuries, the bridge has been damaged and repaired on several occasions. In 1648, the bridge was damaged by the Swedish army during the 30 Years' War. In 1784, a flood destroyed two of the bridge's arches. And in 1890s, a flood damaged the bridge's foundations. Despite the damage, the bridge has always been rebuilt and restored. It is a testament to the resilience of the Czech people and to their pride in their national heritage. Charles Bridge is not only a beautiful and iconic landmark, but it is also a significant historical site. It is one of the oldest bridges in Europe, and it has played an important role in the history of Prague. The bridge was a vital transportation link between the old town and the lesser town for centuries. It was also a symbol of the power and prestige of the Holy Roman Empire. The bridge has also been the scene of many important historical events. In 1419, the Protestant reformer Jan Hus was burned at the stake on the bridge. In 1648, the bridge was the site of a bloody battle between the Swedish army and the Imperial Army. And in 1989, the bridge was a gathering place for protesters during the Velvet Revolution. According to legend, when King Wenceslas IV threw the body of St. John into the Vltava River, a great flood destroyed a small section of the bridge. Despite repeated repairs, the section would mysteriously collapse every night. One of the workers on the bridge decided to stay overnight to guard the section, but was confronted by the devil himself. The devil offered to stop knocking down the bridge every night if the worker would hand over the soul of the first person to cross the repaired section. The worker agreed, but tried to prevent anyone from crossing the bridge by guarding both ends. However, his pregnant wife crossed the section to talk to him, and died giving birth during the night. The child also died soon after. For centuries, the ghost of the innocent child could be heard sneezing on the bridge. One day, someone said "God bless you" to the child, and he was finally released from his suffering. When visiting Charles Bridge, you may hear your guide mention Brunswick's statue as one of the points of great energy on the bridge. This statue depicts a young man in armor with a sword, gazing from the Malstrana bank towards the old town. Brunswick is a legendary Czech figure who is similar in some ways to the Knight Roland of French and Germanic legends. Brunswick is said to have gone on a long sea voyage and fought several legendary beasts, including harpy-like flesh-eating birds and a seven-headed dragon. He arrived to find a lion already fighting the dragon and stepped in to help. In gratitude, the lion became Brunswick's companion. They continued their journey, along the way acquiring a magic sword that could behead people on its own. Eventually, they returned home. Similar to the story of Odysseus, Brunswick returned to find his wife about to marry another man. He slipped a gold ring into her goblet so she would know he was back, then killed his rival. The lion remained with Brunswick until he died, when it also passed away, supposedly of a broken heart. Some believe that this is why the lion is still used as the symbol of the Czech lands. Its two tails are said to represent Bohemia and Moravia, the two main princedoms that form what is now the Czech Republic. Brunswick's magical sword is said to be hidden somewhere in Charles Bridge to this day. Some believe that the sword of St. Wenceslas, which is often on display in the Malstrana Bridge Tower, is actually Brunswick's. Some scholars believe that the story of Brunswick's journey is actually a coded description of alchemy, with the various animals he fights and defeats representing different stages in the process to transmute base metals into gold. As you explore Charles Bridge, you may notice a smaller stream branching off the Vltava River on the Malstrana side. This is the Chertovka, or Devil's Stream. It is a man-made stream that was originally used to power several mills. One of the mill wheels is still visible today. The Chertovka was once known as the Romberg Stream, after the Romberg dukes who owned the land for a time. The Rombergs were one of the most powerful families in Bohemia, serving as advisors to kings and building great castles and churches, particularly in the south of the country. Many members of the Romberg family were also rumored to be alchemists, especially Wilhelm of Romberg. During the reign of Rudolf II, Wilhelm shared Emperor Rudolf's interest in the occult. He had an alchemical laboratory at his chateau in Tibony, one of the many towns where the family owned property. For a time, he also sponsored the English alchemist and psychic Edward Kelly. Wilhelm died without heirs, as did his brother Petrovac, and so the line died out in the 17th century. The name Chertovka is said to come from a foul-tempered old woman who lived in one of the houses along the stream, called it the Seven Devils. She would shout curses from her window if any local children came too close. This passage is full of interesting history and folklore. It is a reminder that even the most ordinary places can have hidden secrets. As you cross Charles Bridge, be sure to take a moment to appreciate its beauty and history. It is a bridge that has stood for centuries, and it has witnessed many important events. It is also a bridge that is shrouded in mystery and legend. Whether you believe the stories about the bridge's ghosts and its connection to alchemy or not, one thing is for sure. Charles Bridge is a special place. It is a bridge that connects not only the two banks of the Vltava River, but also the past to the present and the real to the surreal. So next time you are in Prague, be sure to cross Charles Bridge. And as you do, keep an open mind and an open heart. You never know what you might see or experience. Bohnice Cemetery, also known as the Cemetery of Fools, is a former cemetery located in the northern part of Prague. It was consecrated on September 12, 1909, and the first person buried there was an 11-year-old boy named František. The cemetery has an area of about 2.5 hectares and is entered through 2 gates. There are approximately 4,200 graves in total. The cemetery was created as part of the psychiatric hospital in Bohnice, and about 80 patients who died in the hospital were buried there annually. In 1951, burials ceased at the cemetery, and the church and the institutional clergy were closed down at the same time. On January 1, 1963, the cemetery was handed over to the funeral service of the capital city of Prague, but they did not use it and left it in disrepair. The cemetery is dominated by a chapel with a mortuary and a cairn built in memory of the soldiers and victims of the First World War who died during their hospitalization at the institute. Despite its state of disrepair, the Bohnice Cemetery is a place of historical significance. It is a reminder of the treatment of the mentally ill in the Czech Republic over the past century, and it is a place where many people have been laid to rest. The cemetery is also known for its paranormal activity. Visitors have reported seeing ghosts, hearing strange noises, and feeling cold spots. Some people believe that the paranormal activity is caused by the spirits of the people who are buried there, while others believe that it is caused by the negative energy that has accumulated at the cemetery over the years. Whatever the cause, the Bohnice Cemetery is a unique and eerie place. It is a place where visitors can learn about the history of mental health care in the Czech Republic, and it is a place where they can experience the paranormal. Amidst the eerie desolation of the Bohemian cemetery, a shroud of mystery blankets its decaying graves. Most, now bereft of tombstones, have succumbed to time's relentless grip. Those few markers that endure stand as grim relics, weathered, overgrown, and rendered illegible by the hands of obscurity. Yet, amid this bleak expanse, one enigma persists, untouched by the ravages of time. For a staggering 107 years, a single grave has defied decay's inexorable advance. Unblemished and meticulously tended, it defies the cemetery's desolation, defying the ghosts that linger among the gravestones. This enigmatic tombstone, the resting place of a young woman, bears a name whispered only in the darkest of tales: Maria Tuma Reiter. Tradition warns against the utterance of her name, but in the realm of the written word, secrets often find their escape. Maria Tuma Reiter, a spectral figure from Styria, Austria, who found her way to the haunting city of Prague. At the tender age of 23, she exchanged vows with Anton Tuma, a Czech metalworker. Together, they crafted a life, blessed with 2 offspring and, it seems, with contentment. Maria's days were filled with the duties of a nanny and maid for an affluent family, duties she carried until the end. While official records may speak of her demise as brain decline, the Book of the Dead whispers of pneumonia, shrouded in the cryptic phrase "died suddenly." The atrophia cerebri, a common cause of death among the afflicted, found no place in Maria Tuma Reiter's story. And though her final moments were said to be within the confines of the Royal Czech Institute for the Insane in Bohnice, the evidence paints a peculiar picture. Was she truly an inmate, or did she dwell within the shadows of the Bohnice colony? It strains credulity that a well-heeled family would welcome a woman afflicted by the specter of madness into their midst, let alone entrust her with their cherished progeny. Yet, the enigma of Maria Tuma Reiter extends beyond her life and death, unraveling into the annals of time. Who, and for what unfathomable reason, has she commanded a century of unblemished vigilance over her resting place? How has her tombstone remained untouched amid the relentless march of decay? In recent years, an elusive association known only as mysterious places has taken up the mantle of guardianship, their motivations veiled in obscurity. Wayfarers to the cemetery, driven by an unknown compulsion, bring candles and tokens to her grave, adding to the cryptic lore that surrounds her. And then, there are the spiritists, practitioners of the arcane, who claim communion with the spectral realm. Though skepticism abounds, one must ponder, if they indeed converse with her, does she respond in her native tongue of German? A question that taints even the most steadfast with a blush, yet it lingers, much like the enduring mystery of Maria Tuma Reiter herself. However, this diligent care, spanning but a brief moment in time, leaves us with an unsettling puzzle. Let us entertain the notion that Maria Tuma Reiter was indeed blessed with a loving husband, Antonin Tuma. In search of answers, I scoured the list of World War I casualties archived in the Military Central Archives, but his name remained conspicuously absent. This suggests that he likely emerged from the Great War unscathed, possibly tending to her grave for many years, just as his offspring might have done. The inscription etched in stone, "Unseer geliebt Mutter, our beloved mother," hints at a profound connection between Maria and her children. Yet the enigma persists, a shadow cast over the decades when neither Antonin Tuma nor his progeny could have assumed responsibility. It is during this enigmatic epoch that the cemetery itself seems to have faded into obscurity, officially non-existent, shrouded in ivy and weeds, swallowed by an abyss of forgetfulness. Piles of refuse accumulate behind its crumbling walls, metal thieves seek their ill-gotten treasures within, and even practitioners of the occult, cloaked in the sinister aura of Satanism, have been drawn to these desolate grounds. Perhaps even vandals, driven by malevolence, have left their mark. And yet, in this twilight realm of decay and desolation, an unfathomable motivation persists, a mystery that deepens with each passing year. It cannot be attributed to a husband or children any longer. Their absence during this dark era is undeniable. Thus, the unsettling question lingers like a haunting specter. Who, or why? Could it be relatives in distant Austria, maintaining a bond that transcends time and borders? Or, perhaps, individuals from the affluent families Maria once served? The answers, like whispers in the night, elude our grasp, leaving us to ponder the enigma of Maria Tuma Reiter's enduring legacy. The enigma shrouding Bohnice Cemetery's second mystery initially appears utterly implausible. Among the unmarked graves, an astonishing claim emerges, that it conceals the remains of none other than Gavrilo Princip, the Serbian assassin. A youthful student, he forever altered the course of history in the summer of 1914 when he wielded a Browning Mohn 1910 pistol, firing shots that felled the Austrian-Hungarian heir to the throne and his wife, albeit unintentionally on the latter count. An idealistic Serbian patriot, his bullets served as the catalyst for the ill-fated Austrian anti-Serbian campaign, a spark that ignited the flames of World War I. Constrained by his youth, Princip escaped the hangman's noose but was met with the harshest sentence the court could mete out, a grueling 2 decades of incarceration. He was dispatched to the bleak confines of Terezin, a fortress prison in Bohemia, where his health declined rapidly amidst deplorable conditions. A specter of tuberculosis eventually claimed him on April 28, 1918. The official narrative posits that after the war's end, Princip's remains were exhumed from an unmarked mass grave in Terezin, then transported to Sarajevo in the newly formed Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovens, now part of Bosnia and Herzegovina. However, the origins of Princip's Terezin exhumation itself rest on a perplexing foundation. His resting place was identified solely by a fellow prisoner who claimed knowledge of the location where Austrian captors had clandestinely interred their high-profile victim. Yet, at the time, there seemed no cause for doubt. Only with the passage of years do the initial testimonies and elusive accounts of the mysterious burial in Bohnice's constitutional cemetery begin to emerge. These whispered tales recount a covert, moonlit visitation by a military escort from the Terezin fortress. With their assistance, an unidentified body was surreptitiously lowered into an unmarked grave. Then, in September of 1942, the Gestapo descended upon a group of clandestine resistance operatives amongst the ranks of Bohnice hospital workers. During the subsequent interrogation, the departmental undertaker Slavata shed light on the enigmatic burial that transpired on May 1, 1918. He disclosed that the anonymous figure had been recorded in the Book of the Dead as Karol Chodorkowski. Remarkably, records confirm the existence of such a person, with the timing aligning seamlessly. Chodorkowski purportedly served as a demobilized corporal within the Thief Infantry Regiment before transitioning into civilian life as a painter. As the historical record states, he met his end in a Bohnice hospital, attributed to the oft-used euphemism of brain loss. As we draw the veil of history and mystery over the solemn grounds of Bohnice Cemetery, one thing remains certain: the stories that echo through these hallowed grounds are etched in the annals of time. From the enigmatic Maria Tuma writer, whose enduring tombstone beckons for answers, to the inexplicable tale of Gavrilo Princip's alleged resting place, the cemetery stands as a testament to the enduring enigmas that stir our imaginations. In this sacred sanctuary, where ivy-clad stones bear witness to secrets untold, we've ventured deep into the heart of the unknown. These whispered legends, buried in the soil and stone, remind us that even in death, mysteries persist. And as the shadows lengthen and the wind carries the echoes of history, we leave you to ponder the secrets that continue to linger within the haunting embrace of Bohnice Drubetov. As we conclude our chilling exploration of the 5 cursed places in the Czech Republic, we leave you with a haunting truth: the land of 1,000 spires also harbors 1,000 secrets. These cursed places bear witness to a dark tapestry woven with tales of the unexplained and the eerie. In the heart of this enigmatic land, where history and folklore converge, the echoes of curses linger in the shadows. These are places where the veil between our world and the supernatural is thin, where history's scars still bleed, and where the restless spirits of the past whisper their timeless stories. But before you depart, we invite you to become a part of our community of mystery seekers. Like this video if it sent a shiver down your spine, subscribe to our channel to stay connected with our haunting explorations. And don't forget to click on the bell icon to receive notifications whenever we unearth new enigmas. As you embark on your own journey, remember that the Czech Republic's cursed places hold their secrets close, and the mysteries that shroud them remain untouched by the passage of time. Whether you're drawn to the eerie depths of the Bone Church or the desolate ruins of the Houska Castle, may you tread carefully and heed the warnings of the past. Thank you for joining us on this chilling expedition into the realm of the cursed. Stay curious, stay cautious, and above all, stay attuned to the mysteries that surround us. Until next time, beware the unknown that lingers in the dark corners of the Czech Republic, for it is a land steeped in the supernatural and the inexplicable.